Call this meeting to order. Um, Councilor Frank, it's been a minute. So please do not judge the fact that I do not remember all of my terms. Dewan, do you want to take attendance for us?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So if you're present, please respond by either saying yes or present. I'll just go down the line, down the list of what we have. Grace, Tyler, Preston,
Present.
hey, Adriana,
Present.
Adele,
Present.
Tarek, Cole, chairs here, Sophie, Keys, Lexia.
I believe she is trying to get back into the meeting.
Oh, she's still trying to. Yeah, that's right. And then Courtney. All right.
Okay. All right, so just moving on. We don't have quorum, so we are going to postpone reviewing and approving the former minutes for the next term. So the terms of current youth council members in meetings for the year beginning on September 1st. I'm just kind of talking about what our next steps are. One, do you want to take the lead?
Yes, I can I can definitely do that. Okay, so what I'm not sure if most of you are aware of this or not. The way that the ordinance kind of sets up things in terms of the Youth Advisory Council is that each section is divided into different terms, and so a term typically goes from August. So, in other words, this session that we're currently a part of, it began August 1 of 21, and it was supposed to go to August 1st of 22, right? Most of the current members, your terms are set to expire on August the 27th. I believe that those dates that may have something to do with the fact that we um, kind of started later than what was originally designed in the ordinance is my belief. Now, as far as the term goes, there's within the ordinance it says that current council members do have the opportunity to serve one additional term. I have previously reached out to you all, and you've either expressed your desire to serve an additional year, or said, I choose not to. And those of you who did, you know who you are. I have submitted said information to the county executive's office. Now, in terms of how that process works at this point, um, you will be notified, and I'm not sure if the whole formal piece has to take place again. I'm not sure of that, but you'll definitely be notified. Um, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading something else. You'll definitely be notified. In terms of next steps, like what needs to come and whatnot. As far as your desire to serve the additional term. Um, let's see. And then the other thing has to do with that I want to speak about in terms of next steps has to do with um the stipend that youth advisory council members were supposed to receive. Uh, I was waiting to see if Courtney Courtney from Children's Service Fund was a part of the meeting. I don't believe she is here. She was supposed to speak more on that piece. Obviously, that's handled by her office. We have nothing to do with that in terms of what my office does, but that information will also be forth coming to you guys as well. Um, so yeah, that's kind of where we stand. That's kind of where we stand, in terms of the current state of things. Um, with the council, I know it's been one of those things that's been kind of up and down. Just trying to get everything situated and getting accustomed to the Roberts rules of order, et cetera, and so forth. And so I believe the majority has signed on board to to continue. So the plan is that now that we've gotten a lot of those things out of the way, and we have worked towards getting some of those processes down, that we should have a much smoother transition moving forward. Now, one thing that I am not sure of, and I could attempt to get more information, and Councilor Frank, I'm not sure if you would have any input on this or not, but I know that the original ordinance that was set forth, and whenever it said that the council would begin August 1, and that the first meeting of 2021 had to take place September 1st. Now, by the current members' most terms ending August 27, do you know if we would still be bound by that date, meaning if the first meeting would still need to happen September 1st, even though in theory we may not have even fully established all of the members at that point? Wait, I can't hear you, Councilor Frank.
I think probably that's some legal advice that we would need to provide, and, because I think the question, as I'm hearing about it, is, uh, what happens with, the ordinance requirement that the first meeting of each year, let me read the exact language. The first meeting, the council should conduct its first meeting of each year no later than September 1. And then, how is that ordinance requirement affected by the fact that council members' terms are expiring? And I think I'm looking at that information, and looks like, yes, expiring towards the end of this month. So I think that's certainly legal advice that we can provide you. I think not in this open meeting, but certainly legal advice that we can provide.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yes, I will definitely get, once I get that, I will get that information out to the council.
Okay. And then I
And
just want
I noticed that you had another member join
yes.
the meeting. You might want to ask that the record reflect that.
Dewan, can the record reflect that Cole has joined the meeting as a panelist, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. So yeah, that's just kind of the gist on our next steps. So if you are interested, if you haven't communicated that to Dewan, please do so. I just also want to, I know this isn't everyone, but I just want to say, let's just please be checking our emails and responding. I know that it sounds like some members have provided phone numbers that aren't textable, I believe. So if you haven't done that, can you please touch base with myself or Dewan so that we can make sure we have a way to contact you if you are going to continue to um, be a part of the youth council. But yeah, does anybody have any questions about anything? You know, we get lots of emails and they kind of get drowned out. Are there any questions before I keep going? Okay. But yeah,
Madam Chair, I apologize if I could kind of
okay.
piggyback about what you were saying. So basically, it is, absolutely important that, youth council members are, responding, as quickly to either emails or text as possible. I know I had sent, several emails just asking what would be the most um, what would be the most, convenient way to be for you to be contacted. Some express, hey, email, text, or what have you, and I do my best to, send out, alerts and things to, both ways, via text and email as well. One of the reasons why that becomes, extremely important, specifically when we are attempting to schedule things with Dr. Page's office. As you could imagine, the calendar fills up, rather quickly, in terms of, his schedule. And so let's say, for example, they're saying, hey, we have these 3 dates available to meet with the youth council. What date works best for you? And so I'll, send that information out, whether it be a, doodle poll or something, similar, just trying to gather what would work for everybody as a whole. And if I'm not, receiving that feedback, or if you don't respond, then that time kind of, like, too much time goes away, and then now Dr. Page's calendar, could be closed to that point. So again, if any of you have, any suggestions or other concerns in terms of how you would like to receive that information, please share that. Um, I know that some have provided, additional emails, some has provided, cell phones as well. I'm not sure, but I think some provided um, house numbers, which, we do follow up calls as well. But obviously, I can't um, receive any feedback if I send a text to a house, to a house number. So again, just, in moving forward, just want to make sure that we are getting the information out to everybody in a timely fashion, but also that we're receiving it, just as fast. So if any of you have, uh, any suggestions on how we could make that process work any better, or alternative means of communications, then please share.
Yeah, absolutely. Rowan, can the record reflect that Tyler has joined as a panelist?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so like I said, guys, let's make sure we're continuing to communicate, especially now that our term's coming to an end, and the next one is about to start. And if anybody has any questions, please ask, or comments. So just to let's update a little bit on the meeting with Dr. Page. I know we previously were supposed to meet with him, and things have not necessarily that hasn't necessarily happened. Um, it sounds like Dr. Page, from what I understand, we were waiting to see if we can get all our seats filled before we could have that meeting. But I believe that hasn't happened as of yet. So that meeting, we don't really have a lot of updates on it. It'll probably happen next term. Um, and Dewan, if you have anything to add to that, please feel free.
Sure. So the most recent information that I received, in terms of contacting the county executive office, is that, the meeting is still in a planning process. Like, they definitely want to move forward with it. It will happen at Dr. Page's office. In terms of when it may happen, that date has not been provided as of yet, but it is definitely something that's still going to take place. Regardless of if individuals have, chosen to serve a second term or not, everybody, excuse me, my understanding is that, they would still like to, recognize everybody's, work and dedication for this current term.
Yep. Yeah, so Counselor Frank, I know you touched base on this. I just need a little more clarity. So for the next meeting, since this is about the end of our term, and I believe we've had all of our meetings to satisfy the ordinance, should is scheduling a meeting right now make sense at all, or is that something I should be done through email, like as the next term starts?
Yeah, I think I'll need to get a little more information from Dewan, and then we can provide some advice on that. I couldn't say right now because I don't think I have enough information. And generally we don't give kind of, that kind of detailed advice, legal advice in an open meeting. But even if we did, I don't think I have enough information right now to accurately opine on that. So I will make sure I contact Juan ASAP so that we can get the additional information we would need.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and postpone scheduling the next meeting for now. So if you are joining us for the next term, please keep an eye out on your email for when that will come up. And if I don't see some of you next term, thank you everyone for your participation this year. I appreciate it. Thanks for bearing with me. I know we've navigated Robert's Rules of Orders just brilliantly. But yeah, thank you everyone. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that before I go ahead and adjourn the meeting? Okay. Yeah, keep an eye out on those emails, please, everyone. Thank you all again. Have a good rest of your summer and good starts to your school years. But I'm gonna go ahead and move to adjourn this meeting. Can I get a second?
Since you don't have a quorum to vote on it.
Okay, well, thanks everybody. I will just go ahead and end this meeting then. We can't vote on it, but yeah, thanks everybody. Have a good rest of your summers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.